Anna, all the way from Namibia, living in Germany, and here to make your process to Germany very easy and smooth. In this video, we're going to talk about how to obtain a work visa from Namibia to Germany. Now, before we even start thinking about a visa, we need to think about a job, right? Because you can only obtain a work visa if you have a concrete contract that states that yes, you are to become an employee in Germany, you are having a job, and then you have a contract. Now, let's presume you have already applied and you've gotten your contract from your employer, and it's probably within 8 months from now. Now you start the process of your work visa. Now, a work visa is a visa that allows you to stay in Germany for a very long time, more than 90 days, basically for the period of the contract that you have received from your employer. Now, take note that you'll still receive 90 days on your visa, like a Schengen visa, but then the rest of the days you're going to receive them when you reach in Germany. So, let's say your job contract is a year or 2 years. First, you'll just receive 90 days, and then when you arrive in Germany, immediately you go to the Ausländerbehörde, which is basically like Home Affairs in Namibia, where they're going to process your documents and they're going to prolong your stay in Germany according to the contract. So for a work visa, you're required to have a residence permit. And to have this residence permit, it usually takes a long time, up to 12 weeks, and you can only receive it after the embassy in your country. So the Namibian embassy, for instance, has a positive recommendation on your application form. Then they send it to Germany, and Germany then processes your residence permit and send it back to Namibia, where then they will respond to you and let you know that yes, your visa has been accepted. Now, when it comes to what are you supposed to include in your application form, so there's a checklist which the embassy provides, and in this checklist, that's where you get exactly everything you're supposed to include in your application form when you're applying for every specific type of visa. Now, for a work visa, number one, you need your visa application form, which you have applied online, and then you printed it out. You put your signature and the date, and you also print the barcode. You bring it with. You'd also make sure that you print out your appointment confirmation. It's usually per mail, so you print it out because sometimes the security wants to see this for proof that yes, you do have an appointment, and not just to let anybody and everybody to enter. And the second thing you need is recent passport photos, and they don't just need any passport photos, they have specific measurements on how they want it, and I've put this information in my previous video, so go check that out. The third thing they need your original passport photo, and it should be valid at least 3 months longer than your stay. So if you're planning to stay for a year, your passport should be longer than a year, so a year and 3 months. You also need to provide your passport data page, and if you already had a Schengen visa, you should also provide that, which is not longer than 3 years. And if you have a USA or UK visa, then you can also provide that. If you are a non-Namibian, then you need to provide proof of residency in Namibia, a legal residence in Namibia. And yes, even if you're not Namibian and you want to apply from Namibia, you're still allowed to apply. You still can apply as long as that you are legally living in Namibia. Because I mean, who wants to bring an illegal person to another country just so they could be illegal again? And you also need a copy of your signed contract from your employer, and this should include how much you're going to get paid, how long you're going to be employed for, how many hours you're going to be working. And it should also include your employer's full address, a detailed job description. Your employer has to provide a description of what exactly you're going to be doing in Germany, like in detail. They need to know exactly that you're not just going to be trafficked, or you're not going to, I don't know, do prostitution whatsoever. They need to have a proper, detailed documentation that states what you're going to do in Germany. It's proof of qualification. So if you're going to work as a nurse, for example, they need to know that yes, you do qualify to work as a nurse, like you probably have nursing background. And for example, if you're going to be an IT technician, you can't just say, yeah, you get up, I'm going to be an IT technician without any qualifications. So you need to have background in IT. And you also need declaration of employment from your employer. Yes, I know it's a lot, but then I'm going to put the link in the description below of exactly what it is you need, and you can check it out and understand more in depth. You need proof of accommodation, where you're going to stay, who are you going to live with, and all of that, because they don't want you to just go and live on the streets. It's crazy. You need to submit two identical application forms, because one stays at the embassy of Namibia and the other one is sent to Germany for them to process your residence permit. And according to your application form, they might also need further information from you, or further documentation, which is usually depends on one person to another, even if you are both applying for the same application or for the same visa. Um, you also have a visa fee that you pay, which is 75 euros, but you pay it, in this case, they convert it for you in Namibian dollars. You can pay it by card or by cash, and it's non-refundable. Also, they do not make copies for anybody, so make sure that you take along your documents, your original documentation, and all your copies certified. You know the process in Namibia. Make sure you certify your copies and have at least 3 copies of each original documentation. They don't make copies for you at all, at all, at all. And if you don't have all your documents aligned or there, they just send you back. So basically, it's a waste of time. You have to go and reapply again for another um, appointment, which can take up to 2 months and delay your application process, and it's just a nightmare. So just make sure that you have everything um, exactly according to how they want it. Now, after your visa has been approved, and this you receive an email from the embassy, you are then allowed to book for a flight, and you need to provide your medical aid or your insurance that you're covered when you come to Germany. So that's basically it for work visa. If you have any questions, just comment down below. And if you are in Germany on a work visa and you had a different experience or you want to add in this video, then feel free to comment down below. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have learned something from this video. Auf Wiedersehen!